Imagine being invited into a world where wealth, luxury, and power aren't just privileges, they're promises. A world where the elite gather in secret, indulging in rituals that are glamorous on the surface but hide unspeakable horrors underneath. Now imagine that joining this world isn't just about status, it's about survival. Tonight, we peel back the layers of secrecy and deception to uncover the chilling truth behind a cult that lured wealthy socialites and left bodies in its wake. Secret societies have always fascinated humanity. They promise exclusivity, influence, and knowledge that the world at large cannot access. For some, they're mysterious clubs with strange traditions. For others, they're dangerous organizations where the line between loyalty and death is razor thin. This story centers on a cult that specifically targeted wealthy socialites, the kind of people who thrive in the spotlight but crave even more influence behind the scenes. They were promised prestige, spiritual enlightenment, and an entry into a world of power beyond imagination. But what they received was far darker: manipulation, control, and in many cases, death. The lure of the elite. The cult wasn't obvious. It didn't operate out of creepy basements or isolated compounds. Instead, it presented itself as an exclusive network of successful individuals, wealthy entrepreneurs, socialites, and celebrities. Invitations were carefully curated. Only those with significant social clout, wealth, and influence were considered. At first, the allure was irresistible. Members were promised elite networking opportunities, access to rare experiences, and guidance from supposed spiritual mentors who claimed to understand the mysteries of success, power, and longevity. They were flattered, made to feel chosen, and slowly, unknowingly, pulled deeper into the cult's world. Psychological manipulation. Once inside, the true nature of the group began to emerge. Members were subtly manipulated to isolate themselves from friends, family, and outside influences. The cult used a combination of charisma, psychological pressure, and fear to gain control. Socialites were told that only by complete loyalty could they reach the next level of power or enlightenment. Rituals played a key role. At first, they seemed harmless: elaborate dinners, symbolic ceremonies, guided meditations. But gradually, these rituals became more intense and bizarre. Members were encouraged to reveal personal secrets, participate in humiliating tasks, and comply with commands that tested their morality and loyalty. Breaking from the group was made to seem impossible. Members were warned of dire consequences for disobedience. The cult thrived on a combination of attraction and terror, creating an environment where leaving was unthinkable and survival outside the group seemed uncertain. The darkest layer. While outsiders saw opulence and success, the inner workings were far more sinister. The leaders were ruthless manipulators who exploited members for money, influence, and even darker purposes. Accounts from survivors revealed that some rituals ended in violence, and a few high-profile socialites vanished without explanation. Bodies, according to investigations, were discovered in remote locations, often with cryptic symbols carved near the scene, symbols that the cult used in their ceremonies. The message was clear: betrayal or disobedience would not be tolerated. The cult's leaders reinforced their power through fear, demonstrating that wealth and status offered no protection from their wrath. Recruitment strategies. Recruitment was meticulous. The cult didn't just approach anyone, they targeted the ambitious, the impressionable, and those hungry for recognition. Social media, charity galas, and elite events became hunting grounds. Invitations were personalized, making each prospective member feel uniquely chosen. Once intrigued, targets were gradually immersed in the cult's ideology. They were introduced to other members who appeared successful, happy, and enlightened. Slowly, the recruits were encouraged to invest their wealth, influence, and energy into the organization, often without fully understanding the risks. The psychological grip was subtle but relentless. Each step deeper into the group created dependency, making members feel they could not survive socially or financially outside its fold. Escalation of danger. The danger became undeniable when members began disappearing. Rumors swirled in elite circles: sudden resignations, unexplained absences, and mysterious deaths. Investigators later found evidence linking the cult to a series of homicides designed to intimidate and maintain control. Survivors described being forced to participate in activities that escalated from psychological manipulation to physical harm. The cult's rituals increasingly blurred the line between obedience and survival. Every act of defiance, however small, was met with punishment, sometimes subtle, sometimes deadly. For the families of victims, the secrecy was maddening. High-profile individuals could not openly discuss their loved ones' involvement without risking their reputations or even their safety. The cult had created an invisible web of fear and control that extended far beyond its immediate members. The investigation authorities eventually caught wind of the cult due to the disappearance of several wealthy individuals whose absences could not be ignored. Investigations revealed a network of properties, secret meeting places, and financial accounts all tied to the organization. Undercover operations exposed a chilling pattern. The cult operated like a corporation, with a hierarchy, rules, and enforcement mechanisms designed to ensure absolute obedience. Financial exploitation was rampant, with members coerced into donating large sums under the guise of spiritual advancement or charitable work. Most horrifyingly, forensic investigations found evidence of ritualistic killings. Symbols, artifacts, and ceremonial paraphernalia were discovered alongside human remains in secluded areas, confirming that the cult's promises of power were enforced through extreme measures. Psychological profile of the leaders. Experts analyzing the cult's leadership described them as highly intelligent, narcissistic, and sadistic. They combined charm and intimidation, luring high-profile individuals into their control while masking the danger until it was too late. The leader's ability to manipulate both wealthy socialites and ordinary staff members created a self-reinforcing system. They ensured loyalty through a mix of reward and fear, exploiting ambition, vanity, and greed. Their victims were rarely prepared for the psychological toll, leaving them trapped in cycles of obedience, fear, and denial. Impact on victims. Survivors described the experience as both intoxicating and terrifying. Initially, they felt special, elevated, and powerful. But gradually, the cost became unbearable. Trust was destroyed, personal autonomy stripped away, and fear became a constant companion. For those who lost family members or friends to the cult, the grief was compounded by mystery and secrecy. Many were hesitant to come forward, worried about social repercussions or retribution from the cult itself. The psychological damage extended beyond immediate victims, affecting friends, families, and even wider social circles connected to those involved. Lessons for the public. This case serves as a stark warning about the dangers of exclusive organizations promising power and wealth. Charisma, luxury, and status are not indicators of safety or morality. The allure of belonging to an elite circle can blind even the most cautious individuals to manipulation and danger. Experts advise skepticism when organizations demand secrecy, financial contributions, or extreme loyalty. Genuine mentorship and networking do not rely on isolation, fear, or intimidation. The cult's success in luring victims highlights how ambition and desire for social advancement can be weaponized against the unsuspecting. Media and social awareness. Once the cult's activities became public, media coverage sparked global intrigue and fear. The story resonated because it involved the rich and influential people often perceived as untouchable. The fact that even wealth and status could not protect these individuals made the case all the more terrifying. Social commentary has since focused on the responsibility of both media and society in recognizing warning signs. Isolation, coercion, and ritualistic control are not just fiction, they are real threats that can manifest anywhere, even among the privileged. The aftermath law enforcement dismantled the cult, arresting several leaders and securing evidence of their crimes. Survivors have begun to rebuild their lives, though the scars remain. Families continue to grapple with the trauma, the financial exploitation, and the horror of realizing that those they trusted were capable of unspeakable acts. Legal proceedings have exposed the depth of manipulation and criminal activity, but not all members faced justice. Some vanished or went into hiding, leaving lingering fear and unanswered questions. The story serves as a chilling reminder that danger can hide behind wealth, charm, and influence, and that no one is immune to manipulation. The story of this secret cult is a terrifying glimpse into a world where ambition, desire, and trust are weaponized for control and violence. Wealthy socialites were drawn in by promises of power and prestige, only to discover that the cost was far higher than they ever imagined. If there's one takeaway, it's this: appearances can be deceiving, exclusivity can be deadly, and the people who seem most powerful may not always be safe. The lure of the elite is strong, but it is never worth compromising safety, morality, or freedom. Remember, the danger often hides where you least expect it. The story of this cult isn't just about wealth and influence, it's about the terrifying power of manipulation and the lengths humans will go to control one another. Stay vigilant, question what seems too good to be true, and never underestimate the darkness that can hide behind a glamorous facade.